do?
Well, I started playing guitar seriously at around 17, 18 years of age. Prior to that, I came from a musical family. My dad was a musician, and my 4 older brothers played. I learned how to play saxophone, clarinet, and oboe at a young age. I learned to read music at a young age. My second grade teacher was a violinist with the Salisbury Symphony, and she, of course, was quite knowledgeable about music. She liked to pass that on into us. So I learned a lot early on, and when I went to California, I started playing in clubs and restaurants. I played at the Varsity Restaurant in Palo Alto for a few months, and then I was at Sergio's, Redwood City. I also played at the Red Lion in Stockbridge, Massachusetts, up in the Berkshires. And some other, clubs, bars. I'm like a lot of people that, they're just trying to make a living at doing this, or maybe they do it on an amateur level, whatever. I just, took an interest in flamenco guitar at an early age because of my father's influence. He had studied flamenco when he was a kid, and he had also studied like gypsy jazz guitar, which was very, very much influenced by Django Reinhardt in the 30s and 40s.
Right, and of course that would make sense with flamenco and gypsy jazz both being Romany or gypsy idioms, as it were.
Yeah, exactly. So, it was something I was cultured into that, or cultured into me.
Okay, so what started your interest in blues?
Blues is something that's always been around, but it didn't really become popular amongst, from what I know of it, amongst white audiences until like the 50s and 60s. And I had an opportunity to hear live blues in Stanley County once when I was a kid with some of my friends at it was a bar. Actually, it was a bootleg joint. Stanley County was a dry county. And once I had that experience, once I was exposed to it, I just wanted more of it. And I began to listen to people like Eric Clapton, Johnny Winters, and later on Stevie Ray Vaughan, and a lot of the blues players. Leo Kottke and John Fahey had a great influence on my playing because I started listening to them in the early 70s, around 70, 71, 72. And I was following Leo Kottke's career. I liked the finger style and the slide style of playing, but then I got into the flat pick style, which is that sort of rhythmic playing with the melodic lines interjected, as opposed to that style playing with the fingers. And I like both styles. I'm doing a lot more electric guitar now, putting together a band. But I played in California for years in the LA area, and my wife, Carolyn, she did a lot of videotaping for cable television in Los Angeles. So, I got some exposure that way. And then recently my son-in-law was very instrumental in helping me put together these YouTube videos. In fact, he's doing this one now. And, I'm very grateful to him and of course to YouTube, because YouTube has been very instrumental in helping people like myself get the exposure. There's a lot of good musicians out there, who are never heard or seen. And, YouTube has made that opportunity possible. That's incredible to me.
So what kind of a future do you see for both flamenco and blues? What future do you see for yourself and other musicians like yourself?
Well, of course, music the more exposure there is to it, the more opportunity people have to hear it, and because they hear it, they can make a decision or a judgment about whether or not they like it or not. You know, it's not a matter of who's the best or who's the worst or who's, you know, music is music, and to me it's an expression of the individual. You know, I'm not
Right.
trying to compete with anybody. You know, I mean, it's Eric Clapton's job to be Eric Clapton, for instance. It's Sam Haven's job to be Sam Havens and to play the way I play. I've been greatly influenced by people like Clapton. I've been greatly influenced by people like Django Reinhardt, Papa de la Chia.
Oh, of course, it's
It's-
normal, I would think.
Yeah,
to have
they're
a-
my teachers.
an
These are the
idol.
people who have taught me.
Right,
You know,
right.
I mean, I've learned from these people, and people that are not even known. I mean, musicians who, you know, I picked up things just you know, fooling around with other musicians, as far as, you know, playing and learning licks, and blues, jazz, country, bluegrass. I like all styles, you know, of guitar playing, classical, and of course flamenco. It goes on and on and on, and I don't think I'll ever stop learning. There's as long as I'm teachable, you know, I can progress, and that's my future. Is constantly, you know, trying to find people who either know more than I do, or that hear something and say, hey man, you know, why don't you try it this way, you know?
Right,
And
right.
it improves my technique. You know, money or no money, I would do guitar. I would do music. I love it. You know, I think it's a passion that I've got, and I think that anyone who's successful in any way of life or career or vocation or whatever you want to say or call it is there has to be a passion for it. There has to be a love for that. Like if you're a painter or an artist of any kind, whether it's music or stained glass, or you know, I believe there has to be a real devotion to that, a real commitment to it. And that's the way I am with guitar. I practice every single day. New scales, and right hand and left hand studies. I mean, it gets boring. But people only see the end product. They see what I do when I'm up on stage. They see what I do on YouTube. And every musician I know would agree. You know, they don't see all the work we put into it every single day.
Well, I think that
Hours of study.
there's a romance connected with the starving artist quote.
Oh, of
unquote.
course. You know,
Right,
it's-
the bohemian lifestyle, as it were.
Yeah, people. It's a way of romanticizing and glamorizing things in life that would otherwise be just absolutely tragic.
Right,
Yeah.
or mundane.
Or exactly. You know, I thank God for music.
I think we all do.
Anyway, you know, it's pretty much it. You know,
Well, thank you for your time.
thank you. I've enjoyed doing this. It's you know, I'll keep doing it as long as I can. Thank you.